Front row MMA here at BAMMA 14 with Matt Hallam, Matt the Farmer Boy Hallam. Look, is that a little bit of redemption, that performance?
Man, yeah, that's how I wanted to perform. I felt that I wanted to pick my shots, you know, just take my time, deliver combinations, move on, make them make the mistakes. And I felt that my space, it felt like I had like loads of time in there. And you know, although I took some shots, but it wasn't an issue, you know, I was covered in the right places.
I have to ask you about a couple of them. One of them towards sort of the end of the first looked like it rocked you a little bit. Was that just off balance, or?
I'm like concrete, aren't I? That's probably the first time I've been hit, so let's put a full package in tonight. Yeah. You know, that's how I spar. Probably a bit more relaxed when sparring, but that's more or less what I am, you know, front kicks, throwing odd shots.
We've often said you're probably more effective when you're a bit aggressive, when you're picking, you know, you're moving forward and stuff. Was that what the plan was for this fight, to keep moving forward, to always be aggressive and on the front foot?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, but you got to put them opportunities. You train, you know, you're fighting guys that are more than capable of delivering, you know, good strikes themselves. Yeah. So they'll take their opportunities. So you got to be very careful. And you know, the first guys that I fought, not taking anything away from them, but I was able to dictate what I did very easily. Now it's obviously up the game fighting in BAMMA, and so that's, if I can deliver performances like that, then that'd be good.
Well, I think if I counted right, it was a 7 or 8 strike unanswered combination that finished with the body kick that dropped into the floor and then the ground and pound. That's the sort of finish we're used to seeing you make. I got to ask about the last fight, though. Do you think you put a lot of pressure on yourself with the passing? I'm not asking for an excuse, but how much did that play in your mind, and how much now do you feel that your mind is sort of clear and ready to go?
Oh, well, that's one of the questions that a lot of people ask me, you know, the difference between the fights and the build-up, the lead-up to them. This fight was just absolutely all I was thinking about was the fight. So basically, that's all I had. That was all the external pressure. The last fight, really, you know, I shouldn't have took it, but I didn't want to let BAMMA down, and just showed that I'll fight, you know, unless my arms or my legs are chopped off, then I will fight.
I'll ask one more question and then I'll pass you over to our colleagues. Look, we've taken the mick a little bit in the past, but we have heard rumors that welterweight might indeed be a home for Matt Hallam.
Yeah, well, you know,
homegrown, bro. It just, what do you know? You son of a bitch.
I'm familiar with you guys. I'm not shy, am I?
Yeah, that's awesome. Because otherwise, no one gets to see that. Is there any truth to that rumor, or is middleweight your home?
Yeah, I love fighting in middleweight. I feel very natural, and I slot in there easy. But I've never stressed, and like seeing the other guys, I feel like I'm missing out. You know, when they're laid there, they look like the Skeletors. I'm not gonna comment on people's afflictions, but if they look like Skeletor, I'm thinking, well, man, you look sick. So if I want to cut some weight and see if I get to welterweight, then yeah, it may happen next year at some point.
Whether it's middle or welter, we look forward to seeing you fight, Matt. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Wow, yeah, I'd obviously all my supporters that have followed me throughout the last year. Big shout out to them. All the kickboxing clubs back home as well. My teammates, there's loads of them, obviously Jimmy, Adam, Matty Howard, Dean, there's absolutely loads of them. Don't want to say too many, I miss them out. Oh yeah, Blue Boo Nutrition, fantastic, helping me with my diet. Westwood Lakes, EES Recruitments, Acorn Taxis, a big shout out to them. And the missus, don't forget her, she's out there now, I can hear her. I can. So yeah, big shout out to her for helping me and supporting me, and it's great, man. BAMMA as well, awesome. Thank you for having me on your show.
We always look forward to watching you fight. Congratulations on the performance, and we look forward to seeing you fight again. Thank you.